channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my favorite products, pretty much like my holy grail products that I've repurchased or that's been my favorites for a very long time and I can't live without them. So if you want to see what my holy grails are, just keep watching. So I'm going to start with my recently purchased primer. It is the Nivea Mens Sensitive Post Shave Balm, and this has been raved on YouTube, I'm pretty sure, all over. Kylie Jenner's even mentioned it. This primer is pretty good in my opinion. It lasts 6 to 8 hours, sometimes longer if you use a setting spray or just depending on how your skin is. But this really does help minimize your pores and keeps your skin looking so great throughout the whole day. So this is only, I think, I want to say $5 to $6. So, and it comes in a very big bottle, 3.3 fluid ounces. Some people may not like the smell because it does have a manlier smell, but I can get past it. It only really lasts when you first initially put it on, and then the smell kind of goes away as you apply your makeup. Moving on to translucent powder. This is probably everyone's top fave and I can't see myself using any other one. I haven't tried too many, but if anything else better comes out, then possibly this would change for me. But I still really love the Mercier Translucent powder. There is a dupe for it, which is the NYC Translucent powder, and it's this one right here. Don't get me wrong, I like this one too, but I actually like this one better. This one can be a little more drying, but for the price of the NYC, that one is pretty good, but I would stick with the Mercier. This is another one that's pretty much everyone's favorite. I personally like it just because it gives my skin, and pretty much any skin tone that I've used it on, like a nice finishing, glowy, everyday look. Does that make sense? And this is a Milani baked blush in the color Luminoso, and it looks like that. And this is pretty much like my go-to blush, everyday blush. I love this blush. This is the Sigma F10. And it's been a trooper. I've had this for maybe a year and a half or maybe longer. I haven't tried too many powder brushes and I've always stuck with this one. I like it just because it could be used for powder, it could be used for bronzing, just like a quick bronze. It could be even used to apply blush lightly on your cheeks. And I really like it. It's kind of beaten up by now. You can see all these little peels. So yes, this is one of my top favorite brushes. And then of course we can't forget the beauty blender. I just like this one. This is from Real Techniques. The reason why I like this one the best is because it's inexpensive and it's more worth buying this than buying the original beauty blender, which is this pink one. And you can see on my original one it's already tearing and stuff. So for the price difference, I mean, this is $7, the other one is like $20. I'd rather buy 5 of these than waste my money buying more of the original beauty blender. So this is going to be one of my top favorites. Of course, I have to take Urban Decay's primer potion. This has been my top favorite. I think this was the first thing I've ever used when I started makeup. It applies very silky. I prefer this one with the applicator. The reason why I like this one, it goes on so nicely. It doesn't make my eyes irritated. It's very smooth and it really truly brings out every color that I've used. The lightest color, the most generic brands I've used, it comes out so nicely. I've used MAC, the ochre pot, paint pot, or whatever, that pot thing, and then I didn't really like it and I barely even used it. This is the one I'm talking about. I had the color in Soft Oak and you can tell I barely used it, and I'm kind of disappointed because this was so raved about on YouTube and I thought I'd try something new and something different, but this one actually, it kind of just tugs at my eyelid, and I have sensitive eyelids, so I prefer to use something smooth and hydrating almost versus something dry and sticky. And I've actually repurchased this one about 2 or 3 times. I like to get the smaller size. I don't always use eye makeup, so this one lasts a long time, and it's also good for traveling. This has recently become my favorite mascara. I really love this mascara, but the only thing about it is the price. The price is what's holding me back from repurchasing it all the time. But if I want to just splurge, this is seriously one of my favorites, and I probably will repurchase this. And this is the It Cosmetics mascara. I just love this mascara just because with one coat it truly makes your lashes fuller and longer, and that's exactly what I like in a mascara. But my alternative, Luminous curved brush from L'Oreal, and it looks like that. This is the curved brush one, and I've repurchased this one about 4 or 5 times. I tried other mascaras, but I've always seemed to come back to this one drugstore wise, and I just bought another one today, in fact, so that just proves how much I really like this mascara. And I've had the hardest time finding the perfect eyeliner. I've went through a bunch of eyeliners and I've never came to one that I really like. I like to use liquid just because it's faster, and yeah, basically because it's faster. I'll use gel when I'm most of the time when I'm doing clients, or when I want to do like a glittery look so that the liquid liner doesn't tug on the glitter. But for the most part, like every day pretty much, I use the Sephora waterproof eyeliner, and I'm so glad I found this. I use drugstore, I use high-end. Some of the high-end was the Stila. That was one of my favorites at one point, but I ran out really quickly. Like maybe less than a month I was like out of the product already, but I really loved the tip of it. This one is pretty close and identical. I would say it's like a dupe, like a slightly cheaper dupe for the Stila. I like that the point is very pointy and it really can make your wing more defined. There's a lot of other ones that are like very dull, and I've heard the Kat Von D one is really good, but I've also heard the same thing, that it dries out really quickly. And for the most part, I've had this maybe a month or a month and a half, and it's still going strong. So I probably would repurchase this one over and over and over until I do find something that I like that's better. And I kind of don't want to buy too much expensive everyday things, because if you're not gonna, if it's not gonna last long, you don't want to use it. So I'm trying to find longer lasting product with a reasonable price, and I feel like this one, it does the job. You've heard me talk about this in my favorites video. It's pretty much still my favorite, and I'm glad I found it. The NYX brow pencil, and mine is in the color ash brown. And I like that it's pretty much like the Anastasia one, where there's a spoolie on one side and your product on the other. I love this product. It's pretty much, I would say, exactly like the Brow Wiz from Anastasia. This is like the second one I've repurchased, and I actually bought one more just in case this one runs out quicker. So I really do like it. This is only about $10 versus the Anastasia, which is $22. My all-time favorite concealer is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I've repurchased this probably like 5 times or more than that already. I like it for covering up my blemishes or dark spots, and even for highlighting on an everyday basis. It's like my go-to. I've yet to try the other one that's by Maybelline. I can't remember what it's called, with the sponge tip, and you just kind of draw it like with the sponge part. I've yet to try that one, and I'm pretty sure I'll like it because I've heard so much good things about it. But for now, this is still gonna be my top favorite. Okay, so next is my 2 favorite drugstore everyday lashes, and the first one is the number 43s by Red Cherry, and the 747 medium, also from Red Cherry. I love these for every day. If I'm going for a more thicker eyelash look, I would use the 43s. If I'm more of a natural, maybe not like no liner look, I would go with a 747. My favorite setting spray is the Urban Decay All Nighter. This one really does help my makeup stay on pretty much all day, like I said earlier with the primer. Then my top favorite makeup remover is the Clinique Rinse Off Eye Makeup. This one, not the purple one. The purple one is a little too oily for me. I don't like when it feels like it's adding like oil onto your skin. I know it's a little easier to take off, but this one doesn't have like that residue feeling, and I really like this one. I used to have the travel size, but I guess now they only come in this size. So you can do the same thing. You can just put this in a travel size to take for traveling, or you can just use it like this. This has been one of my favorite everyday cleansers. I love this for taking off my makeup. I just like to use this one, the Fresh Foaming Cleanser, and I love this. It takes off pretty much everything in one step, and the only thing you would probably have to go back in is to take off, like what I said, you can take this and take off the rest of like the lash glue residue or the eyeliner residue that might come underneath your eyes after showering or whatever after using this one. So yeah, I purchased this one. I would say I just bought one today as well. I got maybe 4 or 5 already of these. Yeah, so this has been one of my favorites for a while now. Last but not least in my hair is the Aussie 3-Minute Miracle Smoothing 18-Hour Deep Conditioner. And it's just like that. And so what you do is just leave it in your hair for 3 minutes. And it pretty much, for drugstore, I mean, it does its job. This is pretty much like $3 at Target or Walmart. And for its price, I think it does a pretty good job. I've used high-end conditioners that are, not gonna lie, a little better, but those are like $18 to $21, and who wants to spend that kind of money for everyday product? I swear, every time I come out of the shower after using this, my hair feels very soft and moisturized because I have dry, damaged hair because of all the coloring I do to my hair. So I would totally recommend this if you guys are looking for that, something like that. And this was actually recommended from one of my cousins, and I was really amazed after using it. So go check it out. And then I like to use this for when I come right out of the shower. It's called It's a 10, and it basically does 10 miracle things. If you're gonna use like a curling iron or a blow dryer even, or a straightener, all you're gonna do is just run it through your hair while it's wet, or you could even use it when your hair is dry to take out the frizz in your hair. And it's a good styling product. This actually helped my hair because it's been colored so much. It helped my hair to look a little more healthier and have more moisture in it. I do have an oily scalp. I probably can wash my hair wash my hair today, and tomorrow it's gonna be oily already. So I wouldn't really use this every day. I only use this when I do wash my hair. When you are using this, don't use too much. So I would use like a pea size, and you just run it through your hair, or all depending on how thick your hair is. If you have a little thicker hair, of course you're gonna use a little bit more, but a little goes a long way with this product. And I've had this for almost a year now. I got mine from a salon, so go check out this product. That concludes my holy grails. If you guys have any more questions, you guys can leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!